Do 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 do. Got hands. One hand, two hand. Yeah. All right. Turn on the settings. Turn on the settings. And sadly, turn off Mr. Rusty. Where is he? There he is. Because Old Man Rusty had a bit of a problem tonight and decided to drop his face. So that's fun. Alright, so we are going to add some more blend shapes. Let's see, where are we? Alright. Just double checking everything. And dashboard. Alright, let's go. Let's see, where did we leave off last time? Alright. Looks like Mr. Twitch is being sarcastic here. He says, "Nice work, you streamed 0 hours in the last 7 days." It's like, thanks, Mr. Twitch. You're super sweet. We gotta fix that. Okay. Let's see. Last time we had a live Rusty with us, but now we just get digital Rusty. It's not me throwing signs or something like that. No. Alright. We have wide lens. We have the blank, like that. Alright. Oh, you guys actually can't see that. Well, it'd be really swell if I could load up blend shapes here. Blend shapes, blend shapes, blend shapes. Oh boy, it's under one of these, of course. Well, anyways, right here in this mysterious window, we have blend shapes. Added a couple. Got some windshield wipers. That's what I'm going to call them for now. These are going to be for moving the eyebrows, or they will stand in it for eyebrows. So we have up, down. We got 2 ups. We got 2 downs. So that way I can make a like a worried. Whoops! Don't move that. Maybe I can make a worried face. Make an angry face. Let's see, this will be the angry face. I'm still debating whether or not to add actual eyebrows to these sides right here. I think that could be fun. On the physical model, on Rusty Actual, or Old Man Rusty. We'll just call him Old Man Rusty. On Old Man Rusty, let's see if can't point to him on the model. I can. Okay, so these sliders here, or here, come on, here, right there. These sliders are real because they are the paper infeed tray from a scanner. Oops, that's backwards. There. So you can actually move those back and forth depending on the width of the paper. And I thought, hey, that'd be fun to have that show the emotion. But at the same time, I will probably add in eyebrows here, because that just conveys the emotion better, I think. And this way I can add in the original plan for Old Man Rusty is to add in items on top. So if I want to wear a hat, and the beauty about being, IRL or face cam streamer is you can just grab a hat. It could be any hat you have, just grab it off the shelf, right? Well, if you're a virtual model, you need to draw it or import the asset or what have you. Boop. So, in addition to adding these assets virtually, I kind of want to mirror what the real model, who is sadly sitting in the corner over there, the real model would have. But yes, unfortunately, Rusty had a bit of an accident over there. He's looking a little rough. The eye servo here just decided to go 90 degrees in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm going to have some code fixing to fix. He was due for an optimization anyways. So, could be worse. Could be worse. Alright. So now that I have these, I can make angry face. When I create this blend shape in, I will also change the eye colors to that. I'm not going for red, but more of an orange. There we go. What I should do is add in a picture of Rusty Actual so I can refer to him at the same time. Let's see if we can find a photo here. Let's see. Image source. We will call it Rusty Fake. Now, fun thing about not doing screen capture is you can't see what I'm doing. Test shots. No, it's not under test shots. Okay, so while I look for that, you know what, let's add in the let's add in 3D printed Rusty, because he's a lot of fun too. Wow, do I have to actually send this to myself? Oh no, there he is. Oh, that is big. There. And get tiny angry Rusty. I got to get a lean going with this model. I think that'd be a hoot and a half here. I do kind of wonder why, using VC Face, that the lean isn't tracking. Maybe it's a webcam tracking thing. Maybe there's a setting somewhere, but I can sway all over the place. I can crink my head further than it should go. Curious. Alright, where were we? Blend shapes. It's also fun to try and figure out what I should add in Maya, or I should say what I should add into the model itself, and what I should just do in Unity when I export the VRM file for a little virtual Rusty here. Hello, visitors. Right now we're adding angry eyebrows. Then when I export them, I'm going to have the, going to work on the angry face like in, there's a screen there. I have a static picture of angry Rusty, or Rusty After Dark. So when I import him into a different program, I'll be changing the color of the eyes to more that orange, or what I'm actually going to do is set it up so I can cycle through colors. So if I want a pretty rainbow gradient to go through the eyes and the mouth, here too. Actual Rusty, the physical model, he'll look pretty cool. Now I can easily do that on this model when I export him and bring him into the conversion software to turn him from this static model here into the Vtuber avatar. So that'll be fun. Maybe I'll do that on stream too, since it'd be interesting to see switch right between with the added updates, because right now I can't move my eyebrows. So I should get rid of the invisible line that I disappear into here. Little scene immersion. Let's see. We're doing it live, folks. Well, a little better, a little better. Oops. As I actually hit my monitor that I have. Alright, a little bigger, little bigger. Alright, we're scuffing it up live. And, you know, the leap motion is a really cool thing. But the tracking, I just want a thumbs up, man. I can do thumbs down. Let's see. Can I cheat? Can I cheat, or will it just mess up the model? Oh, no, no, no. I just want a thumbs up. Oh well. I tried moving the little leap motion controller, which is about that big. Tried moving it from the desk to anywhere else. I hear that the new models are better fidelity, but I have a list about this long, including a new monitor screen for Rusty Actual for this eye, because my Space Desk software that I'm currently using to transport the image from the secondary PC over to Rusty, oops, lost my hand, over to Rusty Actual, it decided to update. And that's why I didn't start on time tonight. technology. It's great. All right. Let's see. Now let's get back to these blend shapes. Okay, so I have the quote-unquote angry horns. Well, sorry, I got ahead of myself. The quote-unquote angry eyebrows, but I think I am going to go ahead and make eyebrows and put them in roughly the same spots. And I would treat these as what is on the physical model as more like accessory slots. So since these can go back and forth, I was planning on having them hold like a baseball cap or a sheet of paper that says kick me. I don't know. I don't know, that'd be violence on Twitch. I can't have that. Head pats. Sure. So one of the fun things I was going to add is more blend shapes. So we could have things like cat ears or horns, but don't know how well they translate with the very few polygons I have here. It's literally just a rectangular cube. So let's see how well they... Oops. Here's my blend shapes. So let's see how well I can shape them. And if I need to add in more, just more. Okay, can we see my head over here down too? Front view, side view, perspective. Okay, let us duplicate the head tray. Head tray 2. Call this one horns. Let's spell. So you can't see it because I'm using window capture, not screen capture, by moving around the blend shape window. I mean, I should be able to dock it here somewhere. Let's see. Oh no. Hypershade. I know I can, it's in one of these lovely tabs over here too. I just can't remember at the moment. Okay, so anywho, where are we at? Yeah, it's really odd it's not showing in that window. There it goes. So we're going to take the front 4. We're simply going to move them up. That's big enough for horns. Should make them really impressive. I was actually thinking about this when I was doing the dishes of all things. And I was thinking about, well, Has Been Hotel, because we just finished watching it. I was thinking, you know what? I should get some Alistair horns. Well, antlers, really. Just nice big, scary deer antlers and just go to town on them. Have them pop out of here. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know how appropriate they'd be for my robot model, but I suppose if I made them low poly and mechanical enough, that'd look pretty sweet. So, because this is such a simplified model, that's all I need to do. So what I do here is select the blend shape, select this, and I think add new target. Found one matches for head. Nope, that didn't do it. That was backwards. Gotta go through the actual menu. It's very interesting that the window capture, or the window capture, doesn't capture any of the menus that drop down. Which would be nice for Photoshop, because Photoshop wants to dox you as soon as you go to the About or the Help menu. Okay, blend shape. Blend shape node is tray. And it added a tray 1. I mean, at least it added the right thing. I'm too rusty for this. Okay, let's see. Select. There we go. Now you get to see the blend shapes over here. However, I want to add this to tray 1. Blend shape. Nope, it just added a whole nother blend shape. See? I know there's a way I can reorganize this in the hypergraph, but for now... we'll just do it this way. Okay. Oh, I forgot you can get absolutely ridiculous with this. That's funny. Because a blend shape does not have to stop at 1. 1 is a suggestion. Let's that. Now what I can do if I want more detail is I can just add more to the texture map. Right now I have everything flat shaded in this polygon, so basically every polygon you see here. Can I zoom in? I'd switch my just chatting screen, but somebody decided to break. Okay, let's see. VC face. Zoom. Hi. So if you look, everything here is, when I say low poly, I don't mean like PS1 where everything is smooth and it's what they could do at the time. What I mean is every polygon here. Let's bring up my face, my other face. For instance, see, every polygon is shaded to a color. And that is exactly the look I was looking for. I was looking for a very cartoony, flat shaded look. And I can add shadowing. Right now I'm using a VC face and it doesn't handle lighting too well. I don't know if that's a me thing. There we go. I don't know if that's a me thing or if a limitation. I know you can install better lighting for it, so I'll probably end up doing that down the road. But for now, I have this flat shading. So this gray is this gray right here. So what you see is what you get. And then plus some, shadows. Ooh, hey. Maybe I'll leave shadowing on. That's kind of nice. I also have the, so you see the shadow cast here. Okay, that's actually a pretty sweet effect. I didn't play around with it enough. I have the bloom turned all the way up. and the eyes and the mouth have an emissive texture in set in Unity. So the two eyes and the mouth will glow in the dark if I have the setting just right. And that looks super cool. So when I do like Evil Rusty, or Rusty After Dark, we'll call him, like in the corner there, we can match. So I can do the same thing virtually as in the IRL model, the actual robot Rusty. And that's just fun. And this whole project is me just having fun with learning Arduino and 3D printing and getting back into 3D, because I have been out of it for a few years. And job changes and all that. Alright, am I the right size? A little short. Turn a little bit. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. So we got the horns. And because that's hilarious, I tried tumbling the camera view in OBS instead of over here in Maya. New mistakes. So another fun thing with all the digital stuff is one, I don't need to buy all the LEDs and solder them together and all that. Servos. Morphing plastic that'd be a little difficult. But, yeah, no, in 3D that's easy, and I can have the horns light up to match the rest of the emissive textures. Okay, but yeah, part of this is just because stuff is cool. I'm amusing myself, and I could sit here the whole stream just staring at myself, I guess, but... and my creation. But... I've got more to add. I want some cat ears. Okay, so we're gonna hide the horns. Here, duplicate. Oh, no. Did I actually add that to the... Look at that. I duplicated it when it had the blend shape applied, and it left me with the blend shape. That is actually pretty darn interesting. Okay, so, because it's going to duplicate it as is. I believe my settings were set to duplicate special, and I had the morph settings applied. Another fun thing I'll have to do is a Maya specific thing. I don't know how Blender does it. I would like to learn Blender someday because it's free, and there's some things it does pretty neat. Now I have this copy of Maya here. I had to fight with Autodesk to get my license back when I installed it on a new computer. But if you look way up, clipping again, way up top up there, I'm running Maya 2016 because that's the last version I bought, and it is a perpetual license. So I got it perpetually as long as I, pester Autodesk and remind them that it's perpetual every time I reinstall it. So hopefully I don't have to do that too often. Because, I built this new computer this year because funny enough, what used to run Rusty Actual, along with everything else for the last 12 years, decided to go. Good times. Okay, now where were we? Head tray. move you over here. There you go. No blend shapes applied. But yes, I would like to learn Blender. I'll probably start with a good old donut and everything. Because, you gotta start somewhere. And I tried using it a long time ago. It was a lot more rough back then. I think it still had the game engine in it even. But yes, it was rough. And I could not get past the interface at the time. Of course, when I first started using Fusion 360, which is how I designed the 3D model, or the 3D printed version, amongst other parts, I started using Fusion 360. Same issue. It is very different from all this. The CAD work is. But eventually I got, okay at it. Okay, let's see. Head tray. Let's call you head tray cat. Whether you end up looking like a cat or not. Oh. Man, gotta get like shrugging. Again, I wonder if that's like a webcam tracking thing. If I just use a different tracker, maybe it'll work better, but pretty sure this is just mostly head tracking. The results are much better than when I was using just the webcam tracking in VC Face, because the eyes would freak out all over the place. I don't know if I just have beady little eyes and it didn't work right, or if my lighting was terrible for it. But when I ran this through my graphics card, I have an NVIDIA, so I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast. It went much smoother. And I can't use all the other fun toys that NVIDIA Broadcast comes with because not a face cam. Because it does amazing background removal, which is achieved here through VC Face, just porting it over with a transparent background. And the thing looks pretty nice. But it would be nice to be able to get the, the lean forward everybody's been having fun with lately. And man, I just want some shoulder shrugs. So who knows, maybe I'll work on the some Unity stuff and get myself a shoulder shrug. Though I could swear I've seen some 3D VTubers with more animated avatars. Okay, most of the fun here is just talking to myself. Well, not to myself. To y'all here. That's what most of the fun of doing this is, I think. Kind of like a motivation. I could be significantly more precise than I am. But this is just for fun. This isn't being too serious. Okay, let's see. Cat ears. Probably bring them back a little bit. Oh no, actually they should be more forward than the bottom. These I will most likely want to put a alter the texture, so you got like the inside of the ear. With my limited hand tracking, I can't really. Oh, can I really? This is funny. Hold on, I gotta move for the tracker. Where's my other hand? There we go. Cat ears. Ah. It loses it. I wonder if you had two leap motions. if you had like one in front of you and one at like a higher angle, if they could capture more of the 3D space, without resorting to an actual like mocap suit and fancy gloves, because it does a decent job. And I hear the new one has way better fidelity and capabilities, like the range and everything. But for now, just getting started. This little leap motion, which is about, it's about that big. It's okay. I could probably add in some more fingers too. Let's get some wide cat ears. One, 2.5. 1, 2, roughly. Those look like cat ears. I have been thinking about subdividing these. I was thinking about this before I got started. Luckily, this is like no time investment. So I was going to add in I was going to subdivide the tray, or at least the rectangles here. These cubes, these essentially 2 cubes that are sitting here. I was going to subdivide them to add in more polygons, essentially more cubes, so I could get more sophisticated shapes, which I'll probably still end up doing. But for now, for version 1, I think I have in my notes here, this is version 0.71. I'm going to try to keep it sort of organized, but more than I usually do, but definitely no promises. So I think as long as the version number up top there, the file, vaguely matches the version exported and then brought into Unity, exported, Blendshapes added. Maybe some form of organization. Okay. Just like for now, my blend shapes are all messed up, so I think I will just go through and re-add them all, because it's like 3 clicks. So after I get them figured out, I will just go through and I renamed them the wrong thing. I'll go through and re-add them all so they are more convenient for myself. Head tray, cat. Blend shape. And now yeah, oh, that is that is funny. Not big enough though. So I've seen this in Blender where it's you just go back, there's like the list of the blend shapes, and you just go back to the base model or the neutral model. I think you can adjust even the let's say the blend shape, the targets, I believe. You can adjust this part of it even retroactively or down the road. And there's 2 ways of doing that in Maya, at least 2 ways. The way I'm doing it is non-destructive. So if I want to edit this, I can. I just go over here, go and pull on some vertexes. Let's see, we want those 2. And those 2. There, and it adjusts them. Bam. So that's the non-destructive way. Except now the ears are too pointy. Is that too big for cat ears? Maybe a little too big. A little excessive. Now I think I do need to widen these back out to about 1 square's worth. Again, very, very, very precise. Oop, that is a no. That is some goofy IK. Huh, let's try this arm. For some reason it does my right arm, which I have mirrored. It does my right arm better. There is Neko now. So what I can do here is I'll just hide this. Oh, so the other method of blend shaping is destructive. Basically, when you apply the modifications, you know, the deformer, essentially, the blend shapes deformer deforms the base mesh. So you apply your changes to the model, it integrates it right into it and removes this. Now, if you have an actual humanoid model, which I've done in the past, and you'll have everything from like, the wrinkle of the nose to the eye squinting, and you'll have dozens and dozens of blend shapes for every little thing. Well, that becomes hugely taxing on a model, and then you have more than one 3D model or more than one person in the scene. It really, especially back in the day, it really clogs up your memory and slows everything down. So what you do is in your final model, you can clear all that out of there. Unfortunately, you can't go back and tweak the blend shapes then. But everything runs so much smoother. In fact, for what I noticed here is if I make any modifications to the base mesh, whether it's the suit or any part here, I have to go in and right around here somewhere, which is not captured by OBS. There is you can delete non-deformer history. And so what it does is it takes all the little tweaks and stuff, and it just says, okay, you can't tweak. Like I move a vertex around. It's like, okay, that vertex has been moved. That's done. The tweak has been made. You can't go back and edit that now because you've deleted out the history. Which, if you're exporting it for final use, you're not going to be deleting it anyways, or you're not going to be moving it around anyways. You have an exported model, and that's why we save versions. In fact, after I get all these blend shapes done for this iteration, I'm going to switch to let's see, Rusty Low 008. Now, back in the day, I would have been terrible and had it Rusty Low 007A, B, C, X for export, and my file history was gross. Alright, let's see. So the fun thing is about streaming while doing this is I can ramble forever, lose my place, maybe come back to it. I just hope it's entertaining for people to watch, because at least I'm having fun. Especially since this isn't a work critical thing, a work critical project. This is a fun project. Okay. Oh yeah, since I'm doing PopCat here, next up is mouth modifications. So I'm not sure if I want to do it actually moving the mesh around, to mimic a face, or if I just want to kind of like pulse the light, the shape, have it cycle through colors as I'm talking. But I think at least I want to have it. Let's see if I can line my fingers up without bumping my microphone. I can at least move the mouth just a little bit while talking. I think that'd be good enough to give the illusion of speaking without it just being a Muppet going, "Hi, how are you?" Because essentially that's what we are as VTubers, is digital puppets. Now it's taken kind of literally over there. If he was working, the old man Rusty, the actual physical Rusty, is being controlled the same way the virtual Rusty is. It just goes through some custom software code I wrote into a little circuit board called an Arduino, which controls servos and the LEDs to bring the conglomeration of plastic and 3D printed parts and office supplies, computer parts, even some cardboard. Like currently, can I point to my ear? Currently, my antenna over there is a cardboard cutout. Part of that for laughs, and part of that is just a placeholder for when I eventually decide on what kind of antenna I want to build, how sophisticated I want it to move around. Do I want it to light up? Do I want to go RGB disco mode? Do I want it to be interchangeable so I can have it RGB disco one day and a piece of cardboard the next day? Possibilities. Wow. And it's always fun. Cat. But for now, we are cat. Well, the fun thing about this is you can combine, like when I eventually set this up to a hotkey, a toggle to go on and off, this can combine and maybe some whiskers, or actually what will happen is this shape I will probably make an ellipse. Yes, I'll make it an ellipse so that it looks like a cat's eye. And since it's not the physical model, which is an actual camera lens, this one I could also turn that into an ellipse. Which sounds pretty cool, actually. Because, hey, I can cheat in the digital world. Should totally give him whiskers. Okay, yeah, that's amusing. Okay, head tray, cat, you are... Yeah, we'll leave you up for now. But I think what I'm actually am going to do is open up the UV editor. And UV, modeling, mesh. Oh. Boy, am I out of practice. I used to have this all back of my head. I am going to need to switch to window capture here. This is, or display capture. This is slightly ridiculous. Add display capture. Let's call it display wide. Automatic, ultra wide, capture cursor. Bam! Did you notice a difference? Oh, that is funny. Okay, can we see the display wide? Wait, are you kidding me? It's still not capturing... Well, that's bizarre. Display capture. There it goes. Okay. Haha. And we turn off the other capture. Can we actually see the oh, we can actually see the menus now. And funny enough, I have other things off screen. And now we can drag them in. All right. Though I do need to make sure. Okay. Wow, that's going to take some getting used to. Okay. Okay, so here's the blend shape menu I was talking about before, funny enough. No cats. Okay. Oh, now you can even see the radial menu. No, I'm told it's not a radial menu. Which actually, yeah, this is not a radial menu. It's a quick menu of some sort. Okay, so now we can see cat ears, horns. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I was thinking about having these move forward, but I think that takes away from the quality of it. You know, I had to move this below. There we go. Hello. Move this below the model. Set him back down. Oh, and in case you're wondering, oh, and here's the eyebrow version. In case you're wondering, this so what this is here. This is the list of the 4 shape keys, which are I created previously, all right there. Basically set up the same way as this. They're just hidden right now because otherwise they'd be all plopped in the same spot. And you know, each of these I duplicated the main shape, this head tray I call it. Let me see. No, right there. This head tray object. Kept it separate for simplicity's sake when editing because I knew I'd be adding a ton of these blend shapes for different expressions and shapes and such. So here, where was I? Yes, we can hide him. So for instance, this head tray up. Basically it's just as if I was making an angry face. That is, well, for one thing, it's not very properly named. Should be a head tray up, right. There, see? So just like we were just doing with the horns and the cat ears. There you go. So it takes the original shape and blends it, morphs it into this. I get them mixed up. I'm pretty sure this is the base and this is the target. So you're trying to move the base into the shape of the target. I have this also set up for the eye. So let's hide that one and bring up lens blink. Get rid of my lens blink. So if you look right here, okay, notice my eye. This is to mimic the aperture of a camera, specifically the real camera, with a caveat. Hexagons look cool. They look very techy. It should be a pentagon because actual Rusty's lens has 5 aperture, not 3. Hold on, there, 5 aperture blades. But I took some liberties. I wanted a hexagon instead of a pentagon. Might change my mind, but I like the symmetry. So we're going to take this shape. Well, it's already. I'm just showing you retroactively. I'm going to take this, edit, and apply it towards that lens, or this shape, which is the lens, the camera lens. Now I am going to do some more tweaking to it because this looks so much more cool than just the hexagon shrinking, because it actually looks like aperture blades. Now in some lighting you can see it, but I think the shading has to be just right. Here, let me zoom in again and no? I wonder if I turn off the bloom. Let's see, light settings, bloom. No, not really. No, I think I need to just adjust the textures. Every now and then you can see, and it looks like, it looks nice. It looks like it actually has, turn the bloom back on. Actually, it looks like it has aperture blades. But so I just need to play with it some more, and yes. I will probably just add in, I'll probably just add in a very thin pixels worth of texture to the very edge, just so I get that snappy aperture blade look. I gotta say, it does look really cool when I zoom in with the camera, an actual camera. You know, when Rusty's live, zoom in with the actual lens, because the light shines through the different glass elements of the lens, and you see the apertures close and all the light bouncing around in there. Someday I would love to make a well, we joke that RTX is the the real camera, but to make a high fidelity version to go along with the low poly version, 3D. I don't think VC Face. I might have to move up to Unreal or Unity itself to get that kind of fidelity. Unreal can handle it. I've seen some pretty cool VTubers out there using avatars in Unreal. And I was like, let's see, there was what the heck were their names? No, Pixel Fire is pretty cool. Woody has more of a, there's Woody, VTuber, he does a lot of cool stuff. He has more of a wood or toy looking texture. But yeah, there's some pretty cool, I forget the one who made this whole like alien spaceship and gave himself almost a avatar, the Blue People, avatar-like character. He's got a really sweet thing, really sweet setup. I haven't seen anything from him lately. I should go check on his channel. But Unreal would be just one more thing to to learn on top of everything. And there I'm doing it again. I am trying to move around. I'm trying to move everything around in OBS instead of in Maya. The perils of having two monitors. Okay, where are we? Oh yes, I was talking about the eyes. there is the blinkies. Now I did add in a wide, which I have. Let's see if it'll let me do the hotkeys from a different program. Let's see, is it this one? Nope. Oh, there we go. So that's neat that VC Face will actually be able to catch the hotkeys from a different program. Oh, I got rid of my Winamp too. There we go. Okay. So right now I have the okay, that's just bizarre. Why is... There we go. Okay. So I have... Let's see. So this lens wide right here is like the whoa, surprise face, right? So I should have it hooked up to surprise. But I currently have that tied to angry. You know, so this would shine bright red, right? Make the angry eyebrows. But that is awesome that VC Face can listen to these toggles over whatever software that I'm in Maya in this case, which has like everything hotkeyed. So another fun thing about this and about Blendshapes, and let's see, where can we find this? Let's hide this up here. Another fun thing about Blendshapes is you can mix them all together. Now they'll interfere with each other. You know, for instance, I can basically cancel out the lens wide by putting the lens blink all the way up. See? But, and when I convert this guy into this guy in Unity, it's where you tweak all the blend shapes and assign them values and hook them all up, hook them all together. You can tweak them all and have them all with different values. So when I do, say, the angry face, oh, not that one, that's windshield wipers. There we go. For one thing, I won't have to mess with the sliders over there. They'll just be either mapped directly to my the technician, the IRL, my eyebrows it'll track, or I can set it to be to a toggle, like angry, surprised, you know, make up my own toggles. So we got, well, angry eyebrows here. And then I can mix that with angry horns. Now I'll have to go over the top because you notice how they slide back to, you know, they slide back to normal. It depends on what order you have them applied into. And of course I'll fix that beforehand. Yeah, so I could have, well, angry kitty doesn't quite work because it messes with them. But you can have this, and then the horns can move back and forth. See? It'll be better once I sort it all out, of course. Cat ears. I'm just amused by the cat ears. While we're at it, we're gonna find my stuff here. Lens blink, hide lens blink. Next time we'll turn off all of our messages. Okay, let's see. IL, because, yeah. You know, whenever I'm animating, I always have to blink whichever eye I'm thinking about. And I've been doing this for years. It's like, okay, let's see, I want to make them blink on the left eye or smirk on the right side. I used to have a mirror on the side of my monitor. So I could look at the mirror, twitch whichever side of the face I needed to, and be like, oh yeah. that side. I know it's an animator trick to have a mirror so you can see what expressions you're making and then either draw or, animate on the screen that expression, but I needed it for remembering which side of my head I was using. So IL duplicate. That my blends area just for convenience's sake. So I'm blocking the front view there. Now this is, again, these are super easy blend shapes to do because, oops, I don't even need to do that. Super easy blend shapes to do because low poly and I am a robot. So since I want a cat eye, maybe that much. I was thinking goat eye would be cool, but turns out they don't actually have hourglass eyes. They have rectangles, and then being a digital computerish creature, it would just look like a regular digital eye. So that's kind of a little disappointing, but that's okay. I'll get over it. Let's see. Oops. Hold on. Get back there. Get back there. I also have the bad habit or visual habit of selecting it in the screen instead of using the lovely graph or the outliner. Just visual guy. And I'll be adding these to all the proper groups later. This is just for convenience sake right now. Alright, let's see. How's he look? Oh, what are you? What? What? It's curious. That is odd. Why did it deform? Or was that just that was just my imagination? Yeah. Okay. I also need to make a enlargen and bigify. But again, it's trial and error, so I don't want to make too many changes because I wonder what would make more sense to do in Unity as I'm setting up all these shapes to export, as opposed to doing all this work setting up all the blend shapes in Maya when it could have just been a multiplier or something, like a scaling script. Because like I want this eye, maybe I want it to be the full size. Oh, this sure, now the tracking's good. Full size of the screen here. Can I just apply a script to that instead of making a separate blend shape that's going to interfere with other blend shapes? A learning experience. Oh yeah. No, I think we're making good progress tonight. Good fun, good progress. Alright. I think I'll, off stream, I'll go through and assign all these blend shapes. Export this. Let's see. So the steps to turn what we have here into what we have here what we have here is a 3D, VTuber. Or I guess you could even throw this in, VR, because it's VRM, same file format. So I take everything here, so that's basically literally everything you see, with the addition of the blend shapes, which are included. They're included in the main mesh now, so they're all in here somewhere. So you take this, export it as an FBX file, or export the selection. I was doing something else last time. I believe it's that FBX, which bundles everything all together. It bundles the mesh, the textures, the deformers, in this case, blend shapes, bundles them all together into a more of a universal format. So you can then open it up in Unity. I have a project set up just for importing and exporting these VRMs, just to keep it all separate from the Rusty project and game testing for fun stuff someday. So you take it, import it into there, make follow a tutorial on YouTube, so you get all the steps to assign to align the skeletons. So make sure all the joints are set up the way that the VRM format wants it. And then you save that, export it. Then you bring the exported file back into Unity. And then you assign the blend shapes, like the blinks, the cat ears, all that fun stuff. You assign that. You assign those to like the expressions. You make sure that everything is working properly. Like the blinks. And the textures are assigned properly. The emissive textures, like my lovely eyes. Let's see if I can cast shadows. My lovely eyes. They're an emissive texture. So they emit light. Which doesn't mean much on this flat shaded model, but it allows cool stuff like this. So then you take that and you make sure all your settings are right. You then export it again. So everything is now bundled together, all nice and tidy. And then you can open it up in a program like VCFace. In fact, let's break the immersion here. Hey. Look, I'm using that version of VCFace. And so here we are. You import it into the VCFace. You see my currently using Elite Motion. I have it mirrored because it's easier for my brain. And the settings, I'm not sure if I have anything in there that's sketch. No, actually, I don't actually. So we can do cool things like the bloom, which is very subtle, but adds a slight glow to the eyes. All the blue parts right now. Right now they're blue. I'm going to set it up so I can change colors. You can do cool things like... Oh, I'm going to get a kick out of this someday. Noir mode. Oh yeah. No, this is fun. So you take that, you load up your avatar into here, and if you got everything set up correctly, here you are. So yes. So hopefully, next time, I'll have live action Rusty over there. We'll be moving again. Alright, but I think I'm gonna cut the stream here. So y'all, stay and have a good night.